welcome to WRPB and WRPB Studios. Again, if you've listened to my show in the past, you kind of know some of my favorite things are anything to do with food, of course, and almost anything to do with real estate. And there are so many realtors and so many people in that industry, but the gentleman next to me came up with an idea that I thought is so cool, and it's not around. So it's a big help for people who are snowbirds or people that are wealthier than me that get to go away for longer periods of time than I do. With me is Chuck Johnson from House Check Guys, and he is the co-owner?
Co-owner.
Okay, so what is House Check Guys?
Well, House Check Guys is a home watch service, and what we do is we check on people's houses when they're away. Very simple. We're looking for obvious issues, things that have gone wrong while they're away, to try and mitigate that risk so that when they return, they don't have a big problem staring them in the face. So here in Florida, the primary issue, certainly air conditioning. Right? If a home is left unattended, air conditioning goes off for an extended period of time, we deal with mold, right?
Yeah, yep.
72 hours at 82 degrees or higher, mold starts to blossom. If that goes on for an extended period of time, now you've got really big problems. So we're going into people's properties on a weekly or bi-weekly basis. We're doing a 35-point check on their property, looking for all kinds of obvious issues. Right?
You know, people would think when you say house check that you're checking that someone didn't break in, or,
Yep.
which is part of what you do, but there are so many more pieces to what you do,
Exactly.
especially in Florida.
Exactly.
Because if you have something that has to run constantly.
Yep. Like your air conditioning.
Yeah, but that would come back on if we had a power failure.
Mm-hmm.
But there are other things that when they go off don't come back on.
Yep.
Unless you turn them back on.
Sure.
Okay, so how important is it for those things to be checked on? And you and I were talking because we're both from up north, and we get it because
Sure.
people leave for any period of time, and they're always worried that the pipes are going to freeze and burst.
Exactly.
Now, we don't have that here, okay? But while these people, the snowbirds or anybody going away for a period of time, especially during this time, you have to worry. We're coming up to hurricane season.
Yep.
And we're in summer. So it's hot as anything, okay? Humid as anything. And you're right. If the air conditioner goes off, and for some reason it doesn't come back on, or something, or a breaker, let's say a breaker,
That's
okay?
all the time.
You don't know, and you come back to a nightmare.
Yep.
Okay, so why'd you get into this?
It's a natural offshoot of sort of my journey through life. My parents have owned a real estate office, had owned a real estate office for decades. I went to school for real estate, Northeastern University, because it was one of the only schools that had a real estate degree program. Joined my parents in 1990, helped grow our business from 2 offices to 5 offices with 150 sales associates, and sold it in 2002 to start the next parts of our lives, which was primarily managing rental properties that we owned. And when we got down here, my folks are down here now, have a number of properties. They're still snowbirding, so we tried to find somebody to check on their houses, and we couldn't find anybody.
Look, I've been around real estate forever, and it's not. I mean, there's people that check on your house, but your cousin, your aunt, they're not always around to do it, or are they responsible enough to do it?
Well,
Sorry about that, my brother.
That's a perfect point, because that was the problem that we were finding. The neighbor can come look around a little bit, but they're not bonded. They're not insured. They're not an accredited member of the National Home Watch Association.
And who the heck wants to give them my key?
Oh, and really, what are they doing
eat
when
my
they're there?
food. Yeah,
Well,
right.
and who knows what? Next
Right.
thing you know, they're living in your house.
Right.
Probably not from your brother or cousin, but when
But
you
it's
don't know who
interesting.
you're dealing with, That's a big issue.
Well, I think probably one of the biggest issues that people can come up with, and that's happening, is squatters.
Exactly.
Okay? People are going online, getting information, moving into someone's house, or renting their house.
Sure.
Okay? The people are gone for 6 months.
Right.
I'll rent that person's house. No one who's going to know.
Well, I can forge a lease,
Right.
hand it to the police, and say, "No, I rent this house. Here's my lease." And the landlord goes, "What? I'm not the landlord. I was coming back."
And
It's crazy.
And again, I don't even know if it goes that far, because I personally have seen people who live in the area know the house is vacant, write up a lease like they're the landlords, and rent it out.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people that rent short term.
Mm-hmm.
And that has become more prevalent because of Airbnbs.
Sure.
Okay? So, hey, you want to come down? I have a property right by the beach. Okay? You can come, stay 2 weeks. Not even a long-term lease.
Sure.
2 weeks. Hey, I'll give you a discount, pay with cash.
Yep.
So, what you offer really is a product thinking outside the box.
Very much so. It's a risk management tool.
Yeah,
Right.
and again, like I said, I've been around real estate forever. Actually, I was your competition back in Jersey, but
Yep.
that's a whole other story. I wasn't, because I only sold commercial. But it's ironic because it's a small world, because I was right where you were. I
Sure.
was in Monmouth and Ocean County.
6 miles up the beach.
Okay, right. So I was like right there. So I get it. But I think that when someone comes up with an idea that's different, like I came up with internet radio.
Mm-hmm.
I'm the pioneer for Skype and Zoom. And what I got was, it's a pipe dream. Don't be stupid. Get a real job.
Yep.
That's what I got. And though I was making money in real estate, there was something about when people told me I couldn't do it that I said, I'm going to do this. And I put
Don't tell me what I can't do.
And I put so much effort into this that I stopped doing real estate. Got in a financial, not bind, but it was tough. I sold my car. So I'm in my 40s. Sold my car, and I was driving an electric skateboard scooter. That's how much I believed in what I was doing.
Yep.
Now, of course, everybody with a cell phone is a videographer, photographer, and a talk show host. It is what it is. Every industry has it. But I look at what I've accomplished starting in my living room. Okay? Now, I'm not like Microsoft and all the other big companies, Facebook, that started in their garage. But hey, you know what? I've been around a long time. We've dealt with a lot of people, helped a lot of people, and disseminated information to people that they wouldn't know if they didn't watch.
Exactly. And that's why I appreciate you having us on.
So my next question to you is, because this is kind of a new industry here, I believe, because I've never heard of it here, what's the future for you guys? What do you think future-wise for your company?
That's a great question. Right now we're building our brand. Right now we're building our clientele. And our long-term process revolves around expansion. Right.
Well, what areas do you cover now?
Right now we're in the Martin County, Hutchinson Island, Jensen Beach, Sewell's Point, Stuart, Palm City, Port St. Lucie. I mean, it's important that we're close to our clientele. If
Yeah.
we can't get there quickly,
How far up?
how
How far north do you go?
I would say Port St. Lucie. I mean, Fort Pierce,
Okay.
if necessary, probably southern Fort Pierce.
So
Down south to Hobe Sound. At this point,
is what you do customized to each person?
absolutely. So when we inspect a property, when we create a relationship with that homeowner, we're coming with a base 35-point inspection, and then that can be customized for that homeowner's need. Every house is different.
Right.
Every homeowner's needs are different. Some people have pools. Some people don't. Some people have hot tubs. Some people don't. Some people
Good
have
point.
garages, boats. Some people don't. So
I'm thinking you're right, because some people spend thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars on their lawn.
Yep.
And they have an irrigation system, And if we have a hurricane or a fuse blows on that, they're going to come back to
Sure. Or
no
if a
one.
landscaper hits it with a mower,
Yep.
and now you've got a fountain in your front yard, and
Yep.
who's going to check on that for you?
You know, there's so many little pieces that, as I talk to you, you mentioned having a dock.
Yep.
Okay, you have a boat at the dock. Is it still there every day?
Exactly.
Or, you know, the amount of times that you go, is that delegated by the agreement you make with the people? How many days?
Yeah. I mean, we prefer to check on a property weekly, as I mentioned before. 72 hours, mold starts to blossom. So a weekly check is our preferred, but we will do bi-weekly if that's what the homeowner's really interested in. And after each inspection, we're providing that homeowner with a full report. It gets emailed to them. We're signing in to this report when we arrive at the house. We're going through the checklist. Is there standing water on the property? Does the lawn and the shrubbery look like it's okay and still being irrigated, as you mentioned? We're checking the quick roof check. We're taking high-powered flashlights on the inside, looking at every nook and cranny, opening closet doors, looking underneath the sinks, flushing toilets, checking behind the washing machine, really doing a detailed look at each property and checkboxing along on this report that we send to the homeowner at the end of our inspection. If we come up with a problem, or what we see as a potential problem, we're going to take a photograph of that. It becomes part of the report along with comments. Hey, Bob, the homeowner, we noticed this spot. Hadn't noticed it before. Is this something you're aware of, or is this something that we should be continuing to keep an eye on? Those are minor problems. We had a major problem just the other day. I picked up, went to a property, air conditioning was off. Temperature set at 78, it's 85 degrees in there. Immediately contact the homeowner. Let's get this troubleshooted. They contacted their air conditioning repair people. First repair didn't take, right? They put some Freon in, called it a day. We immediately, because that homeowner wanted the property checked more continuously, we went on to a 72-hour home check. Come back 72 hours later, air conditioning's off again, right? So contact the company again. The company comes out, fixes it correctly, and for the next 2 weeks, we were on a 72-hour check for that homeowner. And sure enough, we get back a third time. Everything was fine a couple days, and then go back in. Air conditioning's off again. It turned out to be a battery in the thermostat.
Oh my God.
The
Okay.
battery was enough power that the thermostat was on, but there wasn't enough power from that battery to trigger the blower to turn the air conditioning on
And you never
blow
know.
cold air.
Right. You don't know. First of all, you don't know what you don't know.
Yep.
And if it's not in front of you, that's a problem. So let me ask you this. So Mary goes away, contracts you.
Yep.
And you see a leak in the roof.
Yep.
So you touch base with Mary.
Yep.
And she doesn't have per se access.
Yep.
To somebody to go look at it or whatever.
Yep.
Do you kind of add that into what you do?
Absolutely. Our company provides that falls under our concierge services. So we can help manage that repair. We can offer a number of vetted local contractors that we understand, that we know are going to do a good and reputable job.
Right.
We offer several recommendations. The homeowner contracts with that repair person and then lets us know how they want us to handle it from there.
Right. 'Cause you'll have to go in there and let them in or whatever.
We can handle the key holder services, open the door for the contractor in the morning, come back in the afternoon, make sure everything is locked up tight and everything is the way it should be. Some homeowners have privacy issues or extensive collections of art or memorabilia. They want us to stay for the entire day. If there's someone in our house, we want you there, protecting our property, watching our home. And we're happy to do that as well.
I think it's pretty amazing what you've come up with and what you're building.
Thank you.
Because again, we were just talking. I'm a pioneer of Skype and Zoom. People don't always understand in the beginning when you start something.
Yep.
First of all, they don't understand in the beginning what it takes. They don't understand that being an entrepreneur means you're a little bit crazy.
My
But
partner will attest to that.
but we do what we do because we feel that we are a benefit in what we're starting and what we're doing.
Mhm.
And I think for you, it's an interesting scenario because it's a kind of cool business because it's different every day.
Yep.
Okay, and like I think that that's great. I mean, I interview different people,
Sure.
so that works for me. I could never sit at a desk.
Nope, me neither.
Okay, so I think that when someone comes up with an idea that's kind of cool, I kind of think, "My God, why didn't I think of that?" Okay, it's like, why didn't I think of that? But
We needed to leave something for us.
yeah, right.
So we consider ourselves very blessed to have come up with this concept. And
A great idea, but
most importantly to us, one of the blessings of this is that we get to help people every day.
well, the blessing for the people is that you're bonded and insured.
We're bonded and
Okay.
insured. We're
That's
accredited through the
super.
National Home Watch Association, which is sort of like a board of realtors or the bar for lawyers. We have extensive training. We've undergone the boot camp and become certified home watch professionals. We have a code of ethics and constantly updating best practices. And most importantly, I think that we're taking a different approach than a homeowner takes. A homeowner takes what's called a reactive approach to their property. We're taking a proactive approach to
Right.
looking at their property. When was the last time you crawled up behind your washer and dryer and took a good look with a high-powered flashlight?
Yesterday when I got a new washer.
Okay, well,
Yeah, my other washer broke.
better do it again tomorrow.
So
Make sure the
yesterday,
connections are
They came
solid.
and delivered. I helped them take out the old one. So it was ironic that you said that.
Again, most people are not
Right.
doing what we're doing, not looking up in the closets, at the roofs of the closets with high-power flashlights and checking to make sure there aren't water leaks or spider webs or infestations. Most people take a reactive approach, and you can do that if you live in your house every day.
Right.
When the washing machine leaks or the dishwasher leaks, you see it, you fix it.
That's
But if
correct.
you're gone for three months, 6 months, that washing machine can be a major leak.
Okay.
We just had a issue, a homeowners association, multi-story building. The guy had changed his locks without notifying the homeowners association.
Right.
Had a major leak from a washing machine outflow pipe burst. Leaked water for, I think he said almost 12 hours. Thousands, $50,000 to $75,000 worth of damage. Damaged units 2 floors below him. Your homeowner's insurance, you could wipe yourself out and not have the ability to make those claims. God forbid the person below you has a fine art collection or a sports memorabilia collection that now you've just rained down on and ruined.
Yeah, I have to be on the first floor. We're running out of time. How do people find you? You have I know we can find you on Facebook.
You can find us on Facebook. You can find us on Instagram. You can find us on Twitter.
You have a website?
Our website is housecheckguys.com.
And a phone number? Do you know it?
Our phone number
mean,
is
it's up there, yeah.
772
678.
678 1103.
Everybody, I always say it, I'll say it again, and even though I'm running out of time, always use a professional. This is a great tool for you guys who are going away for a period of time to keep what you already worked so hard to get intact and safe. Chuck, thank you
Wayne,
so
it was
much.
great to meet you. I really appreciate it.
Everybody will be right back.